8% of your resources under administration in Tesla. As of now, definitely on the grounds that it went up multiple times in the beyond a few years. Assuming you could recollect when I was on it first and I was portraying the speculation, I said I figured we would make, multiple times our cash in this venture. And what do you know? We contributed $380 million and somewhere in the range of 2014 and 2016. Normal cost was then about $1.40 an offer. And we've made about, you are familiar, $1 billion about, multiple times up until this point. So we made about $6 billion up until this point. We sold around $1 billion worth of stock. Since you didn't maintain that, it should be a considerably greater situation in the portfolio. Yes. Well, what it was is that I was getting generally reprimanded for having such an enormous level of my resources in two of our common subsidizes, Nobleman Accomplices, Asset and Noble Center Development Reserve in one stock. An individual said, "How might you be so insane?" Thus, I believed him. Should think. I wasn't insane. I know, I'm insane. That plan was making $115 million per year. $15 billion a year on a $7 billion venture. $15 billion on a $7 million venture, a standard modern organization, would make 15% on capital 20%. The most this person's making. His capital 2 times per year. Presently. Now he's making it once a year. He's making $8 billion in a $7 billion arrangement. So, he's the most reduced cost individual. All that about the business is trying to drive costs lower. Right now, they will be during the 1900s, early mid 1900s, the car organizations were colossal trendsetters. Never again is the situation. During the 1950s, they concluded they planned to go for productivity, and they reappropriated all of their store network to their drawback. And this multitude of organizations failed, many of them failed. And presently, the manner in which we're going is that they're electric vehicles. They drive. I surmise they have around 30M daily, 30 or 40M daily. And they have 3 million of them that are gathering information, 100 million miles daily. They're getting Nobel eminent for his striking and visionary venture techniques, has as of late dropped a few game-changing expectations that have set the monetary world abuzz go. Along with us, as we unload Nobleman's most recent bits of knowledge, where he leaves even the most prepared financial backers shocked with his prescience and examination from his pivotal gauges for Tesla's future to his quick perceptions on the more extensive financial scene, we'll investigate each point to uncover the jewels of shrewdness that Aristocrat brings to the table. So get your hash, one drink, sink into your comfiest seat and plan to be enraptured, whether you're a carefully prepared financial backer or simply dunking your toes into the universe of money. You won't have any desire to miss a solitary snapshot of this zapping conversation. Prepare to be propelled, informed, and maybe even somewhat a struck greeting to Tesla stock news, where the fate of money unfurls directly in front of you. Yet, before we at last get everything rolling, try to hit those like, and buy-in buttons right away. How about we plunge profound into the range of potential outcomes, with Ron Noble as our aide in the domain of future development. Ron Noble paints a distinctive picture, comparing the journey for the following huge thing to Tesla's earth-shattering effect. Might there be another player or maybe an alternate field balance to overshadowing Tesla's heritage? During the 2030s, the potential appears to be okay for the taking, as per Nobleman envision a scene where the impact of such an endeavor outperforms even that of Tesla. It's a domain where such organizations are scant similar, as Tesla used to be spearheading electric vehicles and preparing for independent driving, as per Nobleman. The coming of independent driving could upset our day-to-day routines. Picture a situation where possessing a Tesla implies claiming a vehicle as well as putting resources into a way of life where your vehicle can explore itself. A help esteemed at around $2,000 every year. Envision getting up toward the beginning of the day, venturing into your Tesla, and easily setting out on your day-to-day drive while never contacting the controlling wheel. This isn't a cutting-edge dream. It's a substantial reality that Noble imagines becoming standard sooner than we could suspect, with autonomous driving capacities flawlessly coordinated into Tesla vehicles. Claiming a vehicle rises above simple transportation. It turns into an interest in a way of life characterized by comfort, security, and proficiency. Nobleman imagines a possibility that could see Tesla creating 15 to 20 million vehicles yearly inside the following 7 to 8 years. And here's the kicker. As Noble puts it, envision a future where a critical piece of all vehicles out and about, perhaps a fifth or even a quarter benefit from Tesla's independent driving capacity ties. Presently, we should talk. Hazard and Prize Nobleman dives into the complexities of putting vigorously in organizations as well as in the vision of one man. Elon Musk, it could appear to be a bet. Yet Aristocrat features Elon's surprising vision and commitment. Elon encircles himself with top ability as Aristocrat, makes sense of people like the head of processing, whose excursion from humble starting points to the front line of innovative advancement reflects Nobleman's own direction. At Tesla, Elon cultivates. And climate whir, brightness flourishes, where each representative isn't fruitful, yet determined by a common mission, as Nobleman clarifies. So what separates Elon Aristocrat? Stresses. It's not only his acumen, it's his voracious interest and active methodology. He's a current renaissance man, as Nobleman depicts likened to a business. Smart Da Vinci take. For example, his capacity to easily explore complex designing difficulties, tackling issues with a simple look and a couple of useful tidbits. Elon Musk isn't driving Tesla. He's molding the fate of transportation and past each development in turn. As Nobleman enthusiastically conveys plainly, Elon Musk epitomizes the soul of creativity and steady quest for progress. As per Noble, he's not building vehicles. He's designing a future where the limits of what's conceivable are continually pushed, and in a world hungry for development, Nobleman trusts. It's a bet worth making. So as we look into the future, how about we recall the following? Tesla may be not far off, driven by a visionary like no other. As Ron Nobleman expressively makes sense of assuming you're an alum of a lofty designing school. Your destinations may be determined to get some work at either SpaceX or Tesla. Why, since you pine for the chance to team up with other splendid personalities, to deal with a mission that genuinely matters. Something you accept will shape the future. Noble features. The stunning interest for positions at these organizations, with a stunning 3.5 million individuals, competing for only 30,000 positions last year alone. Handling a spot at SpaceX or Tesla is harder than getting into Harvard. He brings up, yet the individuals who make it in are driven by a common objective, a common mission, and that impels them forward. Now, what might be said about the dangers? Noble recognizes that there's inborn gamble, particularly when an organization is more modest. Yet, as these organizations develop, he's wagering that they